How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 6 of my series, Artifact Hunter, the series in which I will start with a fresh level 65 account that has no artifacts on it, and one by one hunt them all down in New World, showing you how I go about getting them, and how long it takes me to get each one. But first, please consider giving the video a like, and subscribing to the channel. It helps out massively. Now, let's get into it. If you're just here to see how I got certain artifacts, feel free to use the timestamps below to jump to specific ones. But if you're here to follow me through the entire Artifact Hunter journey, let's get started. Last time out, we hunted and acquired Blood Drinker, Odo, and Finisher. If you missed that episode, links to it will be in the top right of this video and in the video description below. Go check that out if you want to see how long it took me to acquire those artifacts. After episode 5, this is how the artifact hit list is shaping up for the start of this episode. We've knocked off 15 artifacts, with the total grind time for the series sitting at 8 hours and 20 minutes. But it was time to decide on what artifact to hunt down next, and after doing a bit of research on newworldguides.com, I made my decision. I've been really enjoying playing around with the leeching build with my Blood Drinker ring, and as a Firestaff enjoyer, I wanted to get a weapon that would bring back a bit of the damage I lost from it, so I decided I would hunt down the Firestaff artifact Inferno. Inferno is a really awesome Firestaff that comes with a unique perk of Inner Power. This perk does two things. First, it allows your damage to scale off of intelligence or strength, depending on which stat is higher in your build, which just allows you to pair the Firestaff with so many new weapons that can lead to some insanely unique builds. And second, all the damage you do with this weapon to targets within 15 meters of you does 15% more damage, which is awesome for those Firestaff users that like to get up close and personal with their opponents. Along with this amazing perk, you also get Keenly Empowered and Vicious, with a final perk of your choice. When it comes to how it looks, it's a bit basic for an artifact in my opinion. I would have much preferred it looking a little more epic, like the Dragon Head Firestaff, but thankfully we have transmog in the game, so I can change its appearance. It was for sure going to slot right into my build though, so I got to grinding. In order to get Inferno, you need to grind out the Empyrean Forge expedition. This Firestaff can drop from the final boss inside of the Empyrean Forge expedition, Commander Marius, and you'll see on screen whereabouts in the expedition he spawns. You'll need to be on at least mutation level 1 for this artifact to drop though, so you need to wait for Empyrean Forge to come into the mutation rotation before you can start your grind. When it is up though, Group Finder will make it really easy for you to find groups, so just get to grinding and hope the RNG gods are favorable towards you. But the grind was on. On average, I was able to clear the Empyrean Forge on mutation level 1 in 20 minutes, with a 5-minute group finder time, so let's say 25 minutes per attempt. Run 1 went relatively smooth, but no Inferno to show for it. The same with run number 2. We managed it in less than 20 minutes this time out, but again, we were unlucky with the drops. But finally, on run number 3, the longest taking run of the bunch, my luck turned around, as I'd get Inferno to drop after 75 minutes of grinding. That makes Inferno the 16th artifact on the account, and brings the total grind time up to 9 hours and 35 minutes. Immediately, I went ahead and knocked out all the artifact missions for the Firestaff, and maxed it out to take my build to the next level. But then it was back to the drawing board to decide on what artifact to hunt down next. I wanted an expedition break, so I avoided any artifacts that required that kind of activity, and I also wanted to go after a newer artifact. That's when Justice caught my eye. Justice is a really fun piece of earring jewelry that comes with the unique perk Alchemist's Ward. With this artifact equipped, after you take 20 hits, you gain a potion surge that recharges your next healing potion instantly on a 90-second cooldown. You also cannot use multiple surges within 75 seconds of each other. But essentially, if you get good at using this and counting your hits, this can be a really helpful perk in a lot of situations that can be the difference between life and death. You'll also get Empowering Toast and Healing Heart as your other perks, which are solid all-around perks for earrings, and a final perk of your choice. Like with all jewelry, this artifact will have no visual change to how your character looks, but the icon is pretty nice looking all the same. Now, to get Justice, you're going to need to participate in influence races, but don't worry if you're not into PvP, I have a plan that you can use as well to get this with as little PvPing as possible. So, Justice has a chance at dropping from Sovereign Influence Victor's Spoils of at least level 25. These are chests you get from being on the winning side of an influence race. You PvE players out there might be dreading the sound of that, but it's not as hard as you may think. So here's the plan. First, whenever I get on, I'll see if there's any influence races going on or coming up. You'll see on the map a red bar saying upcoming or ongoing race. From there, click on the main town in the zone that the race will be going on in to get more information about it. If I'm low on playing time for the day, I'll prioritize the ones that my faction is defending, since they have the higher odds of ending up being a victory than if we were attacking. Like before, when clicking on the main towns that the race will be in, you'll see more information including which factions are attacking and which are defending, like you see on the right of the screen. Then, once the race has started, I'll head in and get just enough points to be considered for a reward chest before getting back to whatever it is I was doing. There's a couple of ways I might go about getting these points. If it's a really inactive race, I'd just go to a point that's not contested and solo cap it. Or, you can just go to wherever there's any action and just spam out as much damage as you can till you get some kind of PvP XP drop, and then you can head out. From here, just wait until the war is over, and you'll get your chest rewarded to you. I've talked to a few people who are also doing this method, and some have noted getting their reward chests even if they log out, but others have had issues with that, so it's worth making sure to stay online until the race is over to make sure you get your reward. You can see how much longer is left in the race by clicking on the main town again. While I implemented this strategy, I'd go off and hunt other artifacts in the meantime, but with the plan all set, I jumped in and got going with it, and earned my first Victor's Spoil chest. To my utter surprise, after all of the planning I had put into place, I managed to get Justice to drop from the very first chest I earned. Meaning, after 10 minutes of race grinding, I had artifact number 17 on the account, Justice. That brings the total grind time up to 9 hours and 45 minutes, but we weren't done there. We still needed to hunt down one more artifact to round the episode off with. Whilst contemplating what to go after next, I noticed a portal run being advertised in recruitment chat, and with new artifacts recently being added behind portals, I decided I'd jump in with the group and get grinding. So it was decided. I was going after the Void Gauntlets artifact, Fracture. Fracture is a really awesome looking artifact that comes with the unique perk of Mending Rupture. This perk makes it so that Overflowing Essence heals for 100% more health, and Essence Rupture does 50% more damage on a hit. So, if you're a Void Gauntlet enthusiast who relies heavily on the Essence Rupture skill, this could be perfect for you. It also comes with Refreshing Move and Keen, which are solid perks, and a final perk of your choice. My favorite part about this artifact, though, is how it looks. It's got a really epic purple glow to it, so even if you didn't want to use it, collecting it just to unlock it for Transmog is still worth it in my opinion. To get this artifact to drop though, you need to be closing level 65 plus major breaches. There's tons of zones you can get this done in, but my favorite spot for portal runs is up in Shattered Mountain, as there's a bunch of them within a short distance of one another, and there's elite chests under them as well for bonus loot. These are very tricky to do alone, so make sure to group up, and there's usually groups forming in recruitment chat a couple times a day. Once in your group though, hop from portal to portal until you get the artifact you're after. There's several artifacts behind portals, so you might get a couple of artifacts you didn't want before you get the ones you're actually after. And the artifact will drop with your reward chest as you close the breach, not from the chest itself. I recommend holding off opening your portal chest until later, but I'll go over that more shortly. There's multiple different breach types, and some of them are a lot more difficult than others, or require more time, but on average, with the group I had, we're closing breaches every 5 minutes, taking into account traveling time as well. But once I found my group, I headed over to Shatter Mountain and got to grinding. The first breach didn't give me what I was after, so I pushed on further. Breach number 2 wasn't lucky either, and the third one followed the same theme. But just when I thought I could be in for a hefty grind, I managed to get Fracture to drop on breach number 4 after 20 minutes of portal hopping. That makes Fracture the 18th artifact in the account, bringing the total grind time up to 10 hours and 5 minutes. I had a couple of reward chests from my run that I'll open for the sake of this video, but if you're doing the same, I highly recommend saving your chest stack like I mentioned before, and only opening 2 a day to get your daily coin stacks from each one of them. But with 3 new artifacts added to your collection, I decided to hang up my hat and call it a day. The collection is starting to fill out nicely, with 3 more artifacts being added. I managed to add another artifact into my build, with the Inferno Fire Staff, and picked up a couple of newly released artifacts as well. A solid day's work. But by the end of episode 6, we had another 3 artifacts in the collection, bringing the total to 18, with a minimal grind time of 1 hour and 45 minutes put in today. That means we end the episode off, sitting on a total grind time of 10 hours and 5 minutes. But let me know what artifact you'd like to see me hunt for next. I'm starting the hefty grind towards PvP track level 50 now, to start knocking off some of those PvP track artifacts, so hopefully I can get some of them in for the next episode. If you'd like to learn more about artifacts, and plan which ones you're going to go after next, check out the artifact list page on my website, newworldguides.com. It'll show you every artifact in New World, sorted by what type they are, and let you know what they do, and how to get them. Links to it will be in the top right and video description if you'd like to learn more. Also, if you're enjoying the series so far, please consider giving the video a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so be notified when the next episode goes live. But until next time, have a good one. Thanks for watching another video, and a massive shout out to all the channel members and patrons seen on screen now. Links on how to become one in the video description. If you'd like to watch the next episode of Artifact Hunter, if it's available, click on the video to the left. Or, if you'd like to follow me on a cinematic lore journey to the main story quest in New World, click on the playlist to the right.